Welcome to the Trash Cats Trash Cast, home of your boys, Richard and Steven. In the house.
Up? Dude, I'm psyched about today, man.
Me too. It's been a really good, at least a good evening, for sure.
Yeah, we just finished figuring out our podcast hosting, and we weren't sure how that was going to go, and it went really well. So these episodes are officially up when you're hearing this, or else you wouldn't be hearing it.
Right. Everything that we've recorded so far, everything before this episode has been recorded without any plan or consideration, with just a hope and a prayer.
That's half true.
Yeah, we always knew we'd have to do something, but we definitely want to get some out of the way. But it was super easy. I guess shouts out to Anchor.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, this podcast hosting service, Anchor, their whole thing was the democratization. I can't say that word of audio because
demonetization.
No, democracy one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because like audio or video hosting is free, like YouTube and shit. But audio, all the podcast stuff, they want your fucking money to host your shit, and it's bullshit. So we found free hosting, and so far so good. We'll see, but officially live, and it feels great.
User interface was dope. This is probably the closest thing to an ad. I'm so pumped to at how easy it was that I'm cool with.
Yeah, so fucking
talking some good shit on it.
Yeah. Dude.
So, how was your week though?
You beat me too.
Since I last spoke to you.
It's been good. Back to school. Felt like break went too fast, but it actually was really long. So I'm back in classes, taking CPT coding, and it's going well so far. And kind of getting back into my regular flow. So it's been good. Challenging, but good. How about you, man?
Kind of busy. I think last time we talked about the reworking the menu for this restaurant I work at, and how that's going.
Yeah.
The between that and it's been a little bit busier with customers lately, so it's been nice. Don't get me wrong, it's been very nice, but I was a little exhausted. And then today in particular, after getting that done, it's like a whole re-energization. I feel so much better. That pumped me up a lot.
Oh yeah, man. I guess we should, just to clarify, our topic today is just freestyle. Talk shit about shit.
Yeah, that's right. 4th week of the rotation.
Yeah, wherever it leads us. I did want to go to the honorable mentions, but I wanted to mention something that I had been thinking about since our last episode.
Yeah.
We kind of got into some of the Capitol storming stuff, and we didn't want to concentrate on it, but like at the end, I almost felt bad about laughing about the carnage. And now as more details have came out, like fuck the Capitol, but fuck all those people. That shit was such bullshit, especially as we learn more.
Yeah. It's sad and depressing and sadly not surprising.
Yeah. I just wanted to emphasize my hatred a little bit.
Fuck people. In general, but it's someone I heard something earlier today. Actually, it was a guy that went viral for a video that he made.
Is that the one you sent me?
The Georgia guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was on CNN. I should probably say his name if we're going to talk about him.
Yeah, sure.
But he went on CNN and he said, there's this thing that's been going around for at least, especially for the last 4 years, but for more, the last several months have been more concentrated of people just saying like, the Trump supporters are all idiots, and it's like no, they're not all idiots. Some of them are just bad people,
and there's a lot of smart people too. A lot of smart shitty people, but a lot of smart.
It's exactly the fact that they're intelligent and they're carrying on in this way
We're getting a little static. It might be my phone, but I'll try to keep it off the mic just in case.
Yeah.
It's so goofy how it does that. I never understand why. But
so it's Corey Ryan Forrester, Forrester with 2 R's on Instagram. He's actually a stand-up comedian, but he's got a bunch of other videos on there that are really good.
I've seen a couple things from him in the past, but that was really good, man. I appreciated what you said to me.
He's got a book out with a couple other people. It's something about the liberal redneck agenda or something like that, and it's
because his old videos were on YouTube were him playing the part of a like redneck character, and it was like a satire kind of deal.
Yeah,
he's really
it's definitely when you have. It's true though, he's got that southern as fuck accent that anything he says sounds like, it sounds like a fucking redneck.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how, educated you are. If your voice sounds like you're a fucking redneck, that's how you're going to be perceived. And,
he played on that well in his comedy and satire.
I even got, which I still think is absolutely bonkers, but people tell me still all the time that I have a southern accent. Especially when I moved up here to Detroit, people thought you kept telling me that, and they're like, "Oh, you're a Florida boy." It's like, no. I grew up in Cincinnati. It's a Kentucky accent, if anything. It's the Cincinnati accent.
That's
like
weird.
that's real, and I didn't realize it until I left Cincinnati and went. Going to Florida, you can't tell because they all have wild shit. Coming here.
I've never been able to pick up on any like Cincinnati Midwest sound. I've heard it exists, but I don't hear it.
It's a very mild drawl. It's like super mild compared to like Michiganders have like it's like a mild Wisconsin-ish kind of like their O's and A's are pronounced in sometimes a kind of stronger way. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't come out too much otherwise.
It's because we're Price Hillbillies.
Them Price Hillbillies.
You want to do
walking around on the street as a child on top of the broken glass and knowing what it was about.
Honorable mention?
Send it send it up.
So this week's honorable mention, I went with the artist Beeble Crap. I've followed him for like at least 4 or 5 years. Dude's really cool. He does digital art. The piece specifically for this week is called Pooh, and it is so this dude does digital rendering art, and it's a mutated Winnie the Pooh. Let me know if you get that.
I did not.
Dude's art is so cool. It should be coming. But what I like most about him...
Okay, yep.
Dude, he does some really cool shit. He does political stuff. He does cartoon stuff, but it's all digital rendering work. So you're well aware, like shit like that, that 3D rendering and texturing, that takes forever, right? Like that's a ton of work. And his looks so natural and smooth. He does one of those every day. And he's been doing it for 13 years every day. For 13 years, he has dropped a new piece of art every day. And his shit, it's not like weak, quick 3D renders. It's like fully finished.
All really good.
Beautiful art. He's outstanding. He's one of the top of the field. He's in high demand. He makes a lot of money. He has like custom computer builds that are off the charts. He's melting hard drives and shit. Dude's the real deal. And I thought it was a fun, just a fun piece to kind of showcase him.
Righteously, he's got a 1.7 million followers, but really he deserves more.
Definitely. He just does really cool shit. And for me, I really try to do the everyday part of art, and that's not always posting every day, but just to do art every day. And a lot of that, he's been a big inspiration for me to watch somebody else's like dedication and grind like that has been a big inspiration to me, and it makes me feel like if I'm gonna do well in, you know, my different art fields, I gotta do this shit every day, one way or another. And I've never seen anybody as dedicated that is also making really cool shit.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm scrolling through this, and so much of it, it's, you know, there's commentary, and it's super well done and thought provoking, and
a lot of like
just
social commentary.
Yeah. And I also see he did a video of Lush Sucks. Like, Lush Sucks was the guy that did the graffiti art of 50 Cent over the summer last year. In like Australia or New Zealand or some shit. But he posted a bunch of pictures of like 50 Cent's face on other famous people's like in their portrait. Like, he did it as like, I think he did like a Joe Biden and Mike Tyson and Donald Trump and a bunch of other ones. It's just 50 Cent's face. It's pretty fucked up, but it was funny. There's that sound again. We can go one show without me hitting my mic stand and making that cool.
It's like my favorite noise now. Yeah, like a bunch of his stuff isn't my favorite, but he puts out so much of it, and so much of it is just so cool. Definitely check him out.
Did you spell that out?
Yeah, it is BEEPLE_crap on Instagram. Beeble crap.
Super good.
Yeah.
So we, speaking of wild commentary art, I've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when I got my Xbox last year, a couple years ago now, actually, I bought a bunch of games online, and because whatever was on sale that I wanted, I got them. So I got a bunch of games on the cheap. One of them was Mortal Kombat 11, and I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game since like Sega Genesis.
Yeah.
Like, I'd played one on PlayStation with somebody else's, but I haven't owned one since then. And
was the other fighter you've been playing Soul Calibur then?
Yeah, I play some Soul Calibur. I fuck with Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur is the one I just make fucked up characters. Yeah. I'll make celebrities or fucking, dumb shit because it's fun. Although I think they took off the hosting for the character creation thing, or at least last time I went on, it had trouble connecting and I couldn't upload and shit.
Yeah, I always thought Mortal Kombat was fun, but I never really got into the games. I recently watched the movie, the old movie.
Yeah, the stories are really good.
Funny.
Especially the graphics and the detail in the story in this one, and it was a good storyline. Made me want to go back and like watch the videos of like the lore. Like if they did that, I'm not sure how many of them they did it with, but like if they did that with enough of the games that they have like the backstory lore in the videos of the, cutscenes and whatever, I would watch that. I've done it for some other game. I don't even remember. I've started it with some of the other ones, but I would do that with that.
You're a maniac.
I know.
I can't do it, bro.
I love lore shit for like weird shit like that. I fucking love it.
I can't do it. I'm the person that skips as many cutscenes as possible unless I really love the game.
I think with, part of it was probably a nostalgia thing, I'm sure, but the renderings were all really good, and the storyline was fun. There's like a, past present thing going on. So it wasn't this beyond just the nostalgia of it, you know, like, oh shit, you know, it's Liu Kang and the gang, you know, fucking Sonya and shit. Like, it wasn't just that. It was literally, you know, them plus their former selves, you know, from the original arcade shit, you know, in the game or in the story as well, which was interesting. So I just beat the story mode earlier today. I got stuck on the last boss last time I played it, and it was a couple good, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 total hours into the story, which was a lot more than I was expecting it to be. And then there's DLC for like extra, you know, story shit, and it's like, fuck, I guess I'm gonna get that now.
So
Once we get them $2,000 stimulus checks,
dude, I don't know if
by Mortal Kombat, dog.
Man, I wonder if we'll get that or not. I don't know.
Biden's pushing it. If
I know.
you know, he's got Senate majority and whatever. I
just feel like they're gonna fuck it all up, man. Like it's the next 4 years for them to fuck up. I think
the thing that's probably gonna fuck them up the most. I'm not really sure what, you know, how long it's gonna take them, but the impeachment shit is going to hinder them a lot because it's gotta, you know,
take up their court time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're going to be tied up with that for a bit.
Man, I do think it's fucking rad Trump won't have a Secret Service, though.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Something's going to happen.
Absolutely no chance to run again.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, is that guaranteed now with this impeachment?
Yes, with the second impeachment, there's no chance to run again.
That's like stress relief, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people feel that.
It's just so wild to me. It's so crazy to me that A, he was elected in the first place, and B, that he hasn't been assassinated yet.
Dude, for real.
With the inflammatory, wild shit that man says. How?
Dude, you see they built it was a makeshift, but they built a guillotine when they stormed the Capitol because they wanted to hang Pence.
Did they really?
Yeah, man.
I didn't see that.
They had a noose tied to like some bullshit, but the whole thing was, you know, Pence betrayed them. So like all the like alt-right social media shit, like on Parler and like the white power boards and shit, they're all about killing Pence. So like there's videos of them chanting it, and it's wild. Like,
did you hear? Did you see about like all the information they're scraping out of Parler?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking they didn't have shit coded in any way. They're fucking everything's still up.
It's
basically
wild. Dude, but honestly, it's almost just as wild that like even myself included at times think Biden's any bit of an answer. This, you know, demented old warbird. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Here's what I like about, if I can say anything good about Biden, it's like I thought about this the other day. It's like, it's not that I'm pro Biden. I'm just anti-Trump.
Yeah. It's the lesser of two evils. Right. It's just
I will say that his cabinet of all the people he's bringing in, he's got some of the, you know, the most diversified people I've ever seen. I don't know these people.
A lot of them are scummy as shit, though.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Honestly, like the hardcore people, and I don't really know my shit that well, but the people really into it are very disappointed because his cabinet's basically like old Obama cabinet shit, where it's like it's all big bank shit. Like, it's all money, politic, lobbying bullshit. I mean, it's still an improvement, right? But it's so disappointing.
I was also thinking, I saw a video the other day, and it was people reacting to, it was particularly celebrities reacting to when they met, or telling the story of like when they met Obama, And they were like, like, oh, I get to meet Obama. And they were all excited. And then, they had some of them, they were talking about like, oh, I had the whole thing in my head I was going to say. And then, he walks in the room and they just like fucking, like even I, for whatever, I don't agree with some of the plans that he put into place. And I don't agree with some of, this politics, but I think if anything, he was definitely the most memorable president of our, of the last 100 years. He's, of ever really, he's the first black president, but the gravitas that he had in his voice when he spoke and had complete sentences. And maybe it's just comparing him now to what came after, it's like, wow. I remember the first couple of years of Trump, I thought to myself, man, if we could just bring him back, please. Just fucking 4 more years of Obama would be so much better just to hear a president talking complete sentences.
Dude, I mean, yeah, Obama still was a massive, not improvement because he was prior, but much better by comparison. But he was fucked up as shit too. It's like,
yeah, it's all.
And I know we both feel the same. It's, it's just comparison the lesser of evils. But
yeah,
dude, our drones. Oh my god, we were just killing people in foreign countries every day, forever, and from the history of our. It's just out of control. I fucking hate being American.
Yeah, boy, it's been pretty embarrassing lately.
Yeah, especially lately.
I'm not sure if it's because I'm just learning to pay attention to it, because when I say lately, I mean like over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Anyway, do you mind if I take a hard turn?
Yeah, turn the fucking car around.
All right, so there's this rumor going around that I believe it is likely a fake rumor, but there's a lot of people spreading it, and I think it's on purpose to make this fake rumor a real rumor.
This scuttlebutt?
Yeah, it's a good one though. So Tom Cruise, you know how he had that leak go the other day?
No.
He had this leak where it was an audio recording leak where he's yelling at people about not taking COVID seriously enough.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He was like losing his shit, and that's happened multiple times in his career. But people started telling stories of him, and these people worked at grocery stores, and they said Tom Cruise would come in, he'd have his security, and he's known for being a big fishing person. He loves to go fishing and catch the big fish and rare shit, whatever. But he would come into their grocery stores and he would pick out just the right piece of fish. And then he goes to the bathroom and he comes out with no fish. And there's like 2 or 3 people that wrote these stories, and they said they went into the bathroom and they found what they believed to be a post-fucked piece of fish in the trash. And then Tom Cruise was gone.
Wow. Wow. I love that. That's
and I think that is so funny.
It's I can't figure out if it's better if it's fake or not.
Exactly. So good. It's so good. It has to be true. You're gonna get sued by Tom Cruise.
At least spread it like it's true. Why not?
Fucking Scientology, man. Oh man, how much stuff if you watched? What was the really good one? The My Scientology movie.
No, we started watching a little bit of Leah Remini. I think I'm saying that name right. Or her thing on Netflix.
I really don't like her, but I've watched all of it.
I like her. Not so much. I can't say that I like her like as a personality, because I haven't watched that much of her. Besides like some King of Queens and that. But I always thought she was cute. So
I like what she's doing now, though.
Yeah, for sure.
The show is edited really bad. It makes it hard to watch, but she's doing good work currently.
I was hoping. So I've only seen a couple episodes from the first season of it. I was hoping it gets better because there's multiple seasons of it.
It gets kind of better. They get better information. They just tell the stories poorly, in my opinion. It's so like, oh, dramatic, you know, like,
yeah.
So like, let's do another sob story for half an hour, and it's like the stories are very emotional, but it's just like over. It's just like
we're interested. I want to know the facts of it.
Yeah, where's David Miscavige's wife? Like, where's the Sea Org prisons?
Yeah. You don't have to make it, super dramatized. It's already bad.
But that's kind of
already fucked.
Like their whole angle is like, let's make it as like heart-wrenching as possible to really show people how abusive it is. I've spent a lot of time reading about that religion, and all the science fiction stuff is out of control. I can't believe. I can't believe it. It's just wild. Tom Cruise is having sex with fish and
right,
a Scientologist.
And I wonder if Travolta's in on that too. I wonder if that's just like a Scientology thing.
See, that's the thing, is they could be doing it just to play mind games. Like it could be a real thing, but he's not even having sex with the fish. Like, you know what I mean? They could just buy a fish and walk into the bathroom and throw it in the trash just to fuck with people. Like, they're on that. He's done weirder shit than that.
Yeah, people are fucking wild. Just in general, people are fucking wild.
Yeah. So what the fuck else is going on?
I guess when you're famous, and you've had all of these exciting things.
If you ever make it big time and you have Tom Cruise money, what are you doing?
Well, I'm going to go to the supermarket first of all. I'm going to find me a fish.
Starting small, okay.
I'm going to find me a fish, and then I'm going to I guess you get the house and the car and whatever, and then you buy your mom and dad a house and a car, and then you whatever, you hook your family up, and then like what do you do with your money when you're making crazy movies? And he does his own stunts. I know he's got to be paid extremely, well.
But what are you going to do with that money? That's your money. You win a massive lawsuit against Tom Cruise because
he fucked all my fish.
Yeah.
He came to my fish market and fucked all my fish, and he didn't pay for it.
Yep. What are you doing with the money? House, cars, the standard.
Obviously, like the real estate.
Yeah.
First things first is, of course, take care of my family and the people, around me, and then
definitely,
invest in real estate. If I had money right this second, that's exactly what I'd do.
But would you be like getting real estate to invest, to create a portfolio of investment for yourself down the line? Are you giving away properties? Are you you trying to make more money?
The main goal would be to find a means to make money, to use it that's because when you said, would you be giving it away? That would be the goal. If I could help people with money, like directly, like not how, I get it, like the way that Elon Musk is helping people with money, but
he could be doing a lot more though.
Yeah. To do more like personal help with, people that need it. And I know that, like if I had the money that, fucking Elon Musk or fucking Jeff Bezos has, that's what I would do. I couldn't say that I wouldn't also want to do some, wild brain chip shit if I had, access to it. 'Cause that's also some pretty crazy shit that's going to help people, not now, but in the future.
Yeah, I will.
Also now, but
I will kind of amend with Elon Musk specifically. The money he could be using to help more people with, also he may end up using to fund things that better humanity.
It's
kind of a weird exception.
His money is going towards the future.
Potentially. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, even with, Tesla and shit like that, like anything that helps that's helping the environment significantly, that we have a mass produced electric car that people can just buy. Before there's so many of these, the patents were bought up by gas companies and
sabotage.
So,
essentially.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't appreciate what he's doing. That's, in that regard, I think that, it's harder to see, the issues of some of the people on, on a smaller scale that need help, right now, not, in 30, 40 years, they need it now.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. I mean, but definitely property number one.
Gotcha. Reinvestment.
That's the way to turn your money into more money.
It is. I don't think I would, though.
No, what would you do?
Man, I think I'd buy a little tiny house. Maybe if it really was big money, maybe like a little island house or something. But like you said, I definitely would want to help people also. But I for sure would be buying enough heroin for a lifetime. And I'd be getting fucked up, man. I don't know if I'd come back.
He's like, you wouldn't have to buy that much if you just get enough at once and then you're good.
Bro. Yeah. I'd be doing some fun shit for sure.
The fucking it's when you talk about like getting like a going away or getting a small place, like, I would for sure buy like the side of a mountain.
Oh, you go big?
I would get like land. That would be like where I live. Like I've always had this idea in my head of like, if I could have a dream home, it would be on the side of like in this fucking Appalachian Mountains, just like, when you drive through on fucking 75, you look up and there's all the trees, just covering these smoky ass mountains. And then I was pictured like, what if there's, a fucking cabin just underneath all those trees, and, you couldn't see it from the highway, whatever, you had your own, and then there's nothing fucking around it. There's just one small road that went up to it. And then, that went to, wherever the fucking town is. But like, I'm down with a decent drive to get into town, to be away from people. I want, the light and the moderate to no light pollution.
Honestly, fucking, we share that, where like, I've always thought I would like to live, like kind of, like caveman, like in the woods, kind of like that. But
farming isn't my strong suit, and I say that it's like not like the labor ethic of it is fine. It's I've never had luck keeping any plant alive, even if it's in a pot in a house and all I have to do is water it. Let alone depend on it for
you do it though. You figure it out.
I'm really good at butchery, so
if
it came down to hunting, I might be able to do well, and especially fishing. If I had fishing spot,
I'm a good grower. I'd be like, my goal was always like the idea, like, get enough land to have an acre of weed, an acre of tobacco, and an acre of opium, and just rotate.
Fuck yeah, opium. Fuck
yeah, bro. And I mean, sober now. It's half joking, but I think realistically, I would not do well living in the woods or like secluded. I think I love, like, I try to go to the woods like every week. It's very important to me. I love being away from people. I generally hate people, but I think the reality is, like, I would fall into too serious, like, I don't think I'd do well. I think I'd fall into too serious of depression being that far away. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
I could see you doing well. I think I'd fall apart over enough time.
I mean, if I was alone, then yeah. If I'm with somebody, I think I'd be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd either be fine or it'd be like, The Shining. Who knows?
I visit one day after a little while.
I think if nothing else, like I'm down with, I've always thought of a wood-fired home would be good. A little gas oven, or sorry, a little wood oven to heat the home. Like my aunt had one growing up, and I always appreciated that. It was simple, and they had a nice little area where they could manage it. And she had a farm, and where she had crops and stuff. And I don't know. I think it would be, I don't know. I think it would be the better way I want to live my life, especially if I could figure out a way to make money while there. Whether I'm making something or selling something that I grow or whatever. That's literally the dream life for me.
Yeah, and I think that's how that kind of lifestyle is more how we're supposed to live. It's definitely way more peaceful, and it's what I wanted most of my life. But I think it's just I've gotten to the point where it's like so used to like being around like the hustle bustle or like the convenience of the city shit. Like I feel like I'd get too lonely being away from everything.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I still want Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. If Wi-Fi's out, no way.
Yeah. No, I still need some electricity, and some Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Would you grow fruit? Like not tobacco, like stuff, like real, like what kind of plants?
Tobacco would be up there. Tobacco and weed are definitely up there. Even though like I don't smoke a lot of weed, I'd probably make that's something I could make. I could just because by the time that I'm living this in my fantasy world, in my hypothetical world, weed it's legal from just regular ass people to make weed cookies and shit and then sell them. And I would definitely do that.
Mostly legal, kind of legal, confusingly legal, but yeah. What would you do? Like I know you would. You'd be gardening vegetables, fruit trees, something.
Yeah, definitely. Probably mostly vegetables.
More than fruit
would be what. I'm
more fruit.
I'm also because I'm thinking of that terrain. Vegetables would probably do better
for Appalachia.
Yeah.
Ish area. Yeah.
I mean, I might get some apple trees or
now someone in my family was talking about growing cherry trees, and they said Cincinnati is not great for it, and all the cherries are sour. Is that because we don't get enough sun? Like the climate, it's not.
I super don't know.
Okay, I think that's what it is.
I know. Michigan's famous for their cherries.
Really?
So yeah, I don't. Maybe a temperature thing, or a type of soil thing, or
Michigan's colder though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's
interesting.
It might be a moisture in the ground because of the lakes. Like who knows?
And they also like a lot of people like the sour cherries too. Like it might still be a really good.
Fuck a sour cherry.
I agree.
It's like fuck a sour apple. I don't want to shit. I want a sweet.
Granny Smith?
Is that supposed to be sour?
The green Granny Smiths.
I guess so. I'm thinking like crab apples.
Oh yeah, fuck that. Those are bitter.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Sweet's good. Granny Smith? I've ate a Granny Smith apple with peanut butter every night for 2 weeks.
That's fair.
I'm on a roll.
I love a good Granny Smith. I fuck with the yellow apples, and I know that's an uncommon opinion because I realize that people don't like the softness that they usually have.
Yeah, they get that pearish texture.
My aunt liked them growing up, so we always had them. That's what we had over her house, and I liked them. That's what I would eat. I used to fuck with Red Delicious when I was a child though, and now I know that Honeycrisp is like the only apples that I'm going to spend money on, even if they're twice the price. It's the best apple, Honeycrisp every day.
I can get with the Honeycrisp.
It's very sweet. It's got the crisp, the texture to it. It is the only, that good crunch. Honeycrisp, the only apple.
I respect it. Yeah, I definitely would want to grow fruit.
Now here's the thing: even if you had shitty apples, or they weren't the kind, to your preferred liking, you can still make apple butter.
Yeah, dude,
and you make that taste as good as however you want to, depending on how much sugar you put in it. And then for that you still got to run down to the Kroger and get some some sugar, but you do that when if you're doing it in the olden days. That's when you take all your mail in town and you run all your errands.
One day,
one day every week or every couple weeks or whatever, and
now
forever quarantine.
Now, what about if you had the time, the means, whatever? What would be your big art things? Like, if you could do it up big, like creation wise, like we'd probably still be podcasting, but with gold,
for sure,
gold microphones.
Yeah.
But like, what other art shit would you do if the means were unlimited?
If the means were unlimited,
Tom Cruise fish money.
Tom Cruise fish money. If the means were unlimited, I would want to do like live drawings, like live nude drawings, or it doesn't even have to be nude, but like live models in a studio to do them in,
like where you're able to pay
people
models
to do that.
So you could do it for real.
I would want to do like have a drawing studio anyways, but like and I would do other stuff, but like that's the kind of shit that I would want to be able to do with my money. Is like, oh man, if I can, or with my time, I mean, it's like I love doing live model sketches, but like unless you're with a school or you have a significant other that's willing and able to sit still for however long it takes.
Good luck.
I always worked with pictures. I had models that would I would take pictures and they I would just draw from that. But there's something, you lose so much weight with that when you're
it's very
good
different
at drawing, you can still try to convey it, but it's not there. There's less of a
They got us some models back in the day at school, right? Like I know I've had a couple like through other programs, but did they ever do it?
I never know. We never got a live model. We, or at least not that I would, not in any class that I was in. I know the painting AP class might have. After I left.
Yeah, I think that senior year. Did you've been able to outside of school?
Yeah. We did in school they had a skeleton next to a bike.
Oh my god,
like sitting next to a bike.
They stole those dude, we got nothing back from high school. You remember that?
I kept mine.
Yeah, cuz you were like, I know this was going to happen, but like 95% of the art from all of our classes, like sophomore, junior, senior year, was just like taken and hoarded by the twin professors. Like, what the fuck?
Was it actually them?
I don't think it was malicious. It was just disorganization. Like, it was just
like
places
art goblinery.
Yeah, dude. Like sometimes
Jesus.
you could randomly find it in like an old studio, like on some racks that they forgot they put it there. Like I definitely got back.
I had seen that. There was we were storing some of our stuff in the old drama room for a minute in sophomore year, I think. And I remember finding like just a whole case full of
people's shit.
Art. Yeah, exactly. It's like, all right, I guess so.
Like that might have really meant something to whoever made it. It's just fucked up. But yeah, I remember that stupid skeleton.
I spent so long looking at. We fucked around so much in that class,
dude. That was dude. All right, I got one.
Yeah.
When we were painting in that pool area, there was
yeah.
So it was like the top floor of this building, but there was an old swimming pool, which made no sense for it to be on the third floor or whatever.
It was the late 1800s.
Yeah, they
didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
Nah, so it was closed down or whatever, but we would like paint in this like studio room up there. And I remember one night, it was actually the first night I got like for real drunk and high. And it was a Misfits show. And at the Southgate House. And I went with some people, and like there were some of the band members, but I didn't get to like really hang out with anybody cool. But I was with one kid, and he like in the pit like fell into like some like older punk kid's spike belt that had the 3-inch spikes.
Ooh,
dude, he had a pyramid stud indentation in his forehead.
Ooh.
And it didn't bleed, but it went about 2 inches into his forehead, at least an inch and a half. And we were like waiting for the ambulances to come because he was obviously concussed, but there was no blood. And he went to the hospital, and it was like my first night really fucked up, and I don't even know where I stayed that night. And then the next morning we have painting class, and like I don't even know what happened, but the professor twins opened up all the windows on that painting room because I was so soaked in beer. Like, everything reeked so bad. And
oh, damn.
I smelled so bad that's how I met my girlfriend at that time. Funny shit.
Some wild, man. That school, if nothing else, I know you had a lot of negative emotions from that school, but I fucking love that fucking school. There were so many. I'm just thankful it could have been any other high school, and I feel like it would have sucked way worse.
Definitely would have sucked way worse. I mean, it's one of those things, after enough time passes, I'll probably look on it fondly, but I definitely fucking hated it at the time. But compared to where I was at before and other schools in general, it was pretty fucking cool.
If nothing else, I know that the people that I still talk to from high school are like talented individuals.
Yeah.
Whereas other people in high school, like, they're all fucking jerk-offs. They might have a couple of friends that were talented, but it's not a guarantee. Whereas everyone that I knew and was friends with, you know, was at least talented at one style of art, whether it was, you know, vocal or instrumental or visual or, you know, whatever. I didn't really know many dancers, but yeah, you know, fucking set design and shit. Yeah.
I was going to ask you something else. I don't know. Yeah, man, it was some wild shit back then, though, for real.
Yeah. I was talking to someone the other day about this video that I found. I don't even know how it came up. We were just talking about dumb shit we did when we were kids, and one of them was a video from David's house way back in the day, throwing David under the bus. We were in his basement. We're all fucked up. We're all high and whatever, and there's probably like 8 or 9 of us, and his mom came home early or something, but the video starts with us, like, whoever's working the camera is zooming in on David's face and he's like leaned up against the wall, and he's, you know, his hat's all slouched up, he's just fucked up, his eyes are all glazed over, and he's kind of staring off in the corner of the room. And his mom walks down, and she's you know, she's just seeing how we're doing and checking in on everybody. And she was just the sweetest woman. And then, you know, and we all, you know, straightened up immediately. And I remember you can hear me on the call. I'd seen her first coming down the stairs. So I was like, "Hey mama, what's up?" And, you know, so everyone else would hear it.
Right.
And then I kind of took the lead on talking to her because, you know, I think I hung out with David and his mom more than anybody. Like, we'd go to dim sum together on the weekends. Everyone in the room's kind of like, "Oh shit, like, what do we do? His mom's here." It's just the nervousness of that. And, you know, like, we were, you know, young teenagers. Like, we were not mentally equipped to handle this situation that we put ourselves into. I mean, safe, obviously, but
Kind
what
of.
if we got in trouble? We're gonna get grounded.
Dude,
What if I just did the whole rest of the podcast like this?
ASMR it up.
Hey, we're gonna do an ASMR episode one day.
I feel like I'll be bad at it, but I would try.
It'll be not the traditional stuff. I like. So I listen to.
I feel it.
So what I do listen to like the Empty Bowl podcast, and like that's I know I've mentioned it on this podcast. I'm definitely mentioned it on this podcast before. But it's a meditative podcast about eating cereal.
Oh yeah.
And it's super chill, and I don't get ASMR from it, but I like the chill vibes of that. But like I haven't found like a YouTube, like ASMR video that's ever gotten me. Like definitely people's, when they do the voice thing on it, it doesn't get me. But there's a couple videos that I found where my ASMR is triggered by people generally, like in real life. So I've found a couple of people whose voices or their tone of voice gives me ASMR response. And I'll watch those videos like before I go to sleep. If I can't sleep, I'll put on one of those, and that ends it. I'm done.
Dude, I get the feeling. Like, I know it's different for everybody. I definitely get the ASMR sensation, but it's just not my thing. Like, I think it's cool, but it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't go out of my way for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like then it's more fun when it happens naturally.
That's true.
And it's like,
shit.
It's
rare.
I got it when I was a kid. I got it particularly in school. And I remember I described it to my parents one time. And I think what I thought it was when I was a kid was I thought that I could feel myself learning or like taking in information.
That's true. That's wild.
Because it usually happened at school or like when someone was talking to me. So I felt that I was just feeling, it didn't happen all the time, but it was often enough that it, was a thing. So I mentioned it to them and they were like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was like, like when your head like tingles, like when people tell you things and your head tingles, and they're like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And then years and years later, of course, when I found out what it was, I was able to, like, hey, do you remember when I said that? And I don't even remember if they, told me they remembered or not, but like that's what this is. This is this thing that everyone knows about now, and that's
funny.
Popular.
Dude, that's what I was asking you. What about art money goals, projects?
Oh yeah. I would like to get in. Like I want to do, woodworking. So I'm not sure if it would be, classified as art so much, but I want to make stuff, with fucking lumber and nails and shit.
But would you, like, with unlimited resources, would you do it like at massive scales? Would you mass produce things? Would you just do what you were going to do anyway? Like more intimate projects? More intimate projects still. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to mass produce stuff like that. That wouldn't be fun. I mean, if I realize like, oh, I make, a kick-ass, mug out of, whatever the fuck, and then people want to buy shit, or whatever, then like, oh, that might be a decent something to do. That might be fun. But like, I wouldn't want to depend on that money. Right.
I wouldn't want to try to make a business out of it.
That's how I feel.
If anything, like more as I can make a bunch of these because I enjoy making them and they turn out good and people like them and I can give them away as gifts. That's I like that better.
That's in general how I feel about my art. Like I occasionally make some money. There's been times where it was decent-ish, but never enough to live on. And I've never liked. Like, there's some artists who are about the business part of it, and that's just not me. I've never wanted to be, like, unless it like just really worked out. I've never really. I guess maybe when I was younger, I thought, you know, it could be like a full-time career and how cool that could be, but that's not what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I started going to SCPA when I was in 4th grade, and it was upon going there basically that I was told, like, fine artists don't make money. You're not going to go home and paint and make money. That's just not a thing.
You're no cash money Monet.
You're no cash money Monet. They kind of put that in your head, like, it's not impossible, but don't bank on it. They're like, if you want to make money, if you want to do this as a career, and I think it was smart. They do it when you're young, so then, you know, you don't go through thinking that, like, oh, I'm going to go paint and, you know, live on, like, this is what I have to do to make money. But it's like, it makes you puts the more realistic thing in your head that, like, oh, you're going to be an illustrator or work for like advertising or work for, you know, something, you know, a lot more digital stuff. You're going to, you know, even like doing like food pictures was a thing that I thought of for a while. Like, I'm even still thinking about that. That'd be a fun thing to do because I get the elements and principles of art. I get the composition and shit like that. Like, I understand that. Dude, but I also understand what's attractive in food. And, you know, most of the time it's not food anyways. You know, it's like glue and shit, you know. Yeah. But I would fucking, you know, that would be great. I got to get a camera and get, you know, a portfolio before anyone would ever hire me. But
if you're in town next, I'd gladly let you borrow mine to get it going. But
all right, fuck.
Dude, you'd be a killer at that, bro.
I mean, you know, I sent you some food pictures earlier. You know, I take some Balmass food pictures.
Dude, and I text back, like, what did I say? I said, you're a monster. You made me regret all my life choices. Yeah. Every time I see the food you eat, I'm like, God, what did I eat today? Like, what am I doing?
You know, La Rosa's is good.
It'll do. It'll do. I got the cannoli today, though.
The cannoli.
They had a crushed cannoli bowl.
Cannoli bowl?
Cannoli bowl, bro.
Damn, dog. Fuck yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
That's the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. But dude, man, if I had the money for art shit, I'd be going crazy. There's so much shit I'd want to do. Also, we could start a ranch for cats.
Oh, kitty ranch.
Have you seen those videos?
Yeah. No, I haven't. I've heard a lot of jokes about people talking about, those two guys are going to move to Vermont and start a puppy farm. But
there's some awesome
kitten ranch sounds great.
Like CGI. I think it was for a commercial, but there's some awesome videos of like these cowboys like herding massive herds of kittens through the prairie, and it's that'd be awesome. But man, for art stuff, there's so many cool things I would want to do. Like I definitely never expect like really the fame or career part out of my personal art, but and that's why I've switched career directions, because I'd love to just make enough money to be stable off a career to fund and do what I want to with my art. I want to do massive statues and fucking wheat paste massive buildings and some big large scale shit that is just too expensive.
Now statues. Now let me first. I'm not sure because I have an idea in my head of what a statue that you would make would look like. I'm not sure if it's better if you tell me first or if I tell you first.
You tell me first, but I have it kind of planned.
Okay, so here's what I'm picturing in my head. 30 foot tall, at least, fucking monolith. Okay, gold, like maybe not all the way through and through, but if you could, you would. But definitely like a thick layer, like not just flake like gold paint. It's like a thick layer of fucking gold, and like it's not just black. It's like deep obsidian black, and like smooth lines, and whether it's people or like angels or demons kind of figures of that type, maybe like ancient deities of a forgotten culture kind of shit.
You're on the right track.
That's what I'm picturing, or animals.
Dude, animals too. What I have in mind though, like I have all these diagrams of shit drawn up too, but I really want to do, and remind me after this, I have a question for you, art related. But I really want to do like imagine, like, you know, in a graveyard, like the concrete bases of like the temples that stand up, or
The
even
podium kind of things.
Yeah,
Not
or even
podium,
just
but yeah.
the really big gravestones. But I like the idea of having like concrete, like basically a stand for a massive print, where the print, like a normal piece of my art could be printed, you know, 20, 30 feet across, and it fits in each side of this massive concrete like gravestone statue, and it gets inlaid and resin poured, and then to have like the marble obsidian spikes around it, and it's where it still could like be where it's like part sculpture but the subject isn't sculpture, but it could be like what I'm making currently, but on these massive like displays, you know what I mean, where the statue kind of is the frame.
So here's what you just put into my head. If I ever get money, you're gonna design my mausoleum. Is it a mausoleum? It is like that's the thing with the doors, and you go inside and whatever, right?
That'd be such an honor. I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I want a swimming pool, a gold swimming pool with black water, and then through the whole house, I want a hamster tube system. So any room you could go into, it's like a tube that hooks up to a vaporizer, like ventilation system, where you push the button for what drug you want, and then you take your little tube and you sit in your black pool.
That's some wild shit right there, boy.
Dude, I would love to like design some real wild shit like that. But man, mausoleum, like doing some grave shit would be so rad.
Oh, if we're talking like some wild shit, I used to have this in my head of what if I could build a home, what it would be. So, naturally, a fucking tower, you know, the round towers that some houses have, but like a wizard tower.
You're going
right?
Lighthouse Wizard Tower.
Yeah. So like nothing in it besides, you know, like the fucking stairs, you know, spiral stairs that go up it, a couple of, you know, turret windows or whatever, stained glass and the shit. That would just be a feature of the house at, you know, on the side of it. There would be a pond, you know, man-made pond, whatever, but underneath, so when you go in the bed or when you go in the house, there's, whether it's in the basement or whatever, there's a secret door, you know, just a wall that pushes away. That leads through a tunnel that, like, when you open it up, you're underneath the water and a large glass exposed thing. So you then can go to the bedroom that is down the hallway, also in a large glass, you know, only, you know, one-way mirror or, you know, two-way mirror, whatever fucking is. So that you can see out, they can't see in, kind of shit. So you can look at, you know, you can have like, you know, your fish and, you know, koi fish pond or whatever the fuck.
There you go. Because you would have to have something like koi for lake water, pond water.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would still pop. Man, koi are so cool too. Or even the goldfish. I think we were talking about that a little bit last time. Maybe.
Koi are just big goldfish.
Yeah, because they get just as big. There's a whole black market for fake koi fish, goldfish, because they look so similar at full sizes.
Heck yeah.
Because they grow to their environment or whatever. So that was Dude, I love that, like, that kind of, that fantasy thinking about, like...
I thought
like,
I used to think about that when I was a kid.
Like, it's not gonna happen. It's not, very unlikely, not plausible. It's just fucking fun. Think about, like, what
can you
could
imagine paying for the upkeep of an underwater room? All the potential leaks, just from the pressure. Be fucking obnoxious.
So terrible.
And then what if it does leak? Dude, you're fucked.
Just die.
Yeah.
I got eaten by koi fish.
You immediately submerged.
Help!
Then your bed has to be, has to have like an air mattress or something. The flotation devices underneath it.
You pull the ripcord in.
Yep. You have to sleep in one of those suits that when you pull the thing.
Oh, shit. So here's what I was wondering. So you're my bookbinding guy. I've been doing a little research. So I'm repopulating my art Instagram page. I've been going through my work and my archives. So my goal was to have, mostly as a joke, but 666 pieces of art as my current or previous art alias. And then I changed, and all that art I'm still keeping with my new art name, whatever. But what I've been finding is, like, I'm not surprised at all. I make a change like that every so many years. But like, so much of my old art I don't like, which is normal. So I currently have like 420 some pieces of art that is all like my current artwork, right? My portfolio or whatever. And I probably don't like at least a third, maybe a half. But so like, I realistically got like 100 to 200 pieces of art that for
You're
me,
super excited about.
Yeah, that like stand the test of time, where like, maybe there's some things I don't like, but they've lasted over, 2 to 5 years. I know they have some value, right?
Yeah.
So I want to figure out how to archive them. Like, so I print things as I go, like for the audience. I print some things, I sell some prints, but I mostly just do it for myself or to give them to people. But I don't I can't afford to print all my shit. I did finally get my own printer, that's like high quality art prints, and that was a game changer. But I can't realistically, typically afford to print all my shit. But I'm thinking if I get like 200 pieces together, I would be willing to like spend a little chunk of money and print all those pieces for like an archive. But I'm trying to figure out how to display that many prints, and I most likely would have to do them small-ish. And I have some ideas, but I don't know the best way to do it, because unless I did it as like chapters and like bookbinded like separate books, which could be awesome to do a series of mini books that are like chapters of my work. I couldn't realistically bookbind 200 art prints. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just wouldn't work well. They're too thick, too much glue, papers. It would just get exponentially thick and be difficult to handle, manage.
With that, I feel like your best bet's going to be printing onto the paper that's going to be the page.
I think you're right.
And then you're going to, you'll
Figure
have
out.
some, it'll end up being double-sided for, whatever. And,
see, I'd still have to glue
you
the
wouldn't have
double-sided, because there's not many double-sided print paper. I'm
Well,
sure I could find something, but
yeah, I was going to say, I would reference, and if you're trying to make like just a one, it might be worth going the effort, the extra mile to do some of these things. But if you want it to be something that could be replicatable, you're going to want to,
which I think is,
I don't want to say lower your standards.
Right. No,
I think of like,
I understand.
There's a lot of other, art books that are, just artist's work that's, on a, a page or whatever. And it's not going to have the same gloss and the same, deep tones that you're going to get with the paper you're using. But
see I totally get what you're saying, because I think unless I really invested some time, either way it will be time, but unless I invest some money, I have to make some compromises. But I don't think I'm willing to compromise on
that's fair.
On just the quality, but I am willing to compromise in other ways, like the size. Like, I think the easiest way that it isn't the best option, but it's the most efficient, would be to do like a binder with the sheets and do all of the prints. Like, I'm sure they make sheets that are bigger than plain size cards, but like relatively small prints, and do them in great quality but very small in a booklet of sheets, so you could physically hold, even though it's small, like a real print, and have them all in that. And it's not the, like, I have better ideas, but for the money,
the one thing that bothers me is the potential of glue. Even good glue is gonna fuck that paper.
I agree.
So instead of using glue, if you're just like you want to make this a fucking, I assume, is this going to be something that you're going to keep in your possession?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to hear out like what I think would be the ideal way?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. So like, because this might inform what you might think is the best way.
Okay.
I think the ideal way, if I had the time, money, whatever, is to print them all still relatively small. Like, maybe, like, in my mind I was thinking between the size of a cassette and like a VHS, like 5x5, 8x5.
Yeah,
like
I was gonna say the one you gave me is, that's a great size.
That's actually like my favorite size for my stuff, I think. But to do something like that, and then it'd be so rad to do a resin pour for all of them and make them like a 1/2 inch thick, like real blocks. So it's like a real piece, it's immortalized. And that would be ideal. And then to store them in like shelving in a chest where it's like you slide them in and it's like stacks of them. So it's like they're there, you pull them out, they're like gonna last for fucking ever.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
And then put them in a big spiky chest, like some cool.
Yeah, fuck a book.
Yeah, like I'd love a book too. But
so the I was gonna say I do have a recommendation on the book.
Okay.
I like that idea a lot better. That's a lot more metal, and I like it. The book though, instead of glue, how do you feel about
straight bind?
No. So on the page, right? Let me draw, because this is an audio medium, so a drawing's not going to help. So I'm going to try to talk about it while I'm doing it. So you picture on a page, let's just picture a rectangle. Sure. So, okay. Your image is going to be in the middle of the rectangle. Mm-hmm. And then the corners, you'll have something on each corner to hold it in place. Mm-hmm. And whether you do it that way or you do it, on the top and bottom or the side or something like that. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be a slit. You can have actual, nice looking, little pocket pieces or, straps that can do it, whatever. If you find something that fits your aesthetic on that way, I think that's going to be a lot better for the book overall than pasting in the pictures.
Oh, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Honestly, that would be cool. I think to make that rock though, I'd have to do like multiple chapters of a big book, because I don't think I could get that many in one book. Because with the pockets, the paper, the print, the print, it'd be 400 pieces of paper thick. Bind. Yeah. You think it could work?
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a thick fucking book, but...
See, that's what I was wondering. I didn't really know how.
For the size that you're going to need to house that anyways.
Yeah.
To have, a 3.5 to 4 inch wide book, I don't think that's absurd.
It's like big Bible size.
Yeah. That's fucking metal. That's
That
brutal,
could be
man.
cool, man. What I was also thinking is another cheaper. I mean, if I couldn't do resin pours, I would do like glass slides and to do them like pinned in a glass slide, or the cheap version of that instead of binder pages. It would be so cool to do if they make like those plastic card holders, like bigger than a regular playing card, but for your baseball cards or whatever, and you could just slide your prints in them and have these stacks of these, protected little prints.
Just go laminate them, dog. You can use them as placemats when you eat them. When you have company over, you'll break out the good placemats.
Yeah, I've just been brainstorming about it lately. I think the book could be cool. I think the chest could be cool. But it's definitely a lot of time and money. But, man, doing those cool art projects someday, or being able to have, working towards a career that I could use to do those things at some point in the future would be fucking dope.
Let me look into making like a prototype of
how it might look.
Yeah, the pockets and the thing, how that could look, and
I think that could
in a
be
realistic way.
I think that could be really cool. I just can't quite picture how it would how it would stack.
I know what you mean. I think having the massive amount of pages will make it okay.
The weight of it helps it stay, because you want that elegant, fully closed, opposed to when they get wild.
It should be level across, and when you set it down, and I'll fuck with that.
Okay,
that could be a lot of fun, and if nothing else, just to get an idea of this, because you need your page paper has to be thick enough. But if you made the pockets out of something smaller, or you made them, instead of pockets doing, just getting crafty with it, where it's doesn't have a full corner edge on it. It's just, then it weakens it. I was going to say it's just, a strip of paper that goes across and then cuts underneath it to hold it. And it cuts the corner out of the pocket more or less, but then it loses integrity.
The slits isn't ideal, but that could work well too. That's an easier one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that, because then where's the slit going to go? It goes on the back of the paper on the other side,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Then you do a pocket on the reverse side. Slip pocket.
I made a slip pocket. That's my other rap name.
Slip pocket, yeah. DJ Corncop the stock. Big yellow girl.
When I was younger, one of the books I made has it has Bristol board surrounded by like a nice cotton paper, and that's bound that way so that each page has that Bristol board backing.
Yeah.
In the middle, so there's no bleed through or anything. And that, if you did that, it would make it thicker even still. But then you could do the slit method without, having it showing in the back. It would also add a lot of integrity to the book, so that you can, it's going to add a lot of more heft and weight to it. But each individual page, doesn't bend when you turn it as much, so it has less of a chance to fuck up the work.
Yeah, that'd be nice too. It's fun to think about.
Yeah, man.
I just like having something. I like not everything being digital.
That's going to be my first woodworking project. Is actually building a book press and what do they call it? Like where they hang the strings from so that they can bind the pages. There's actually a word for it. I forget what it is.
I don't know the word, but I know what you're.
It's probably fucking, I don't know. Probably something stupid.
Guggenheimer.
Well, I meant like stupid, like simple, but yeah, also that. It's the rack.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Do you got anything on your plate next?
No. You mean like tonight or for like next project?
Either way.
Nothing on either way.
Chill mode.
Next big art project I'm working on. I have like a decent collection of old drawings and like photos and stuff that I've decided to turn into collage stuff. Whether it's old model photos that I used to draw in the past, or stuff that I just have, and it's like, okay, well, I got to do something with these papers. It's just taking up a space in a box in my, closet. So instead of getting rid of them or whatever, I'm just gonna turn it into a collage, like I did with I have one currently that I think it turned out really well. I put way too much work into it.
I think it's brutal, bro.
Thank you. I think the next one's gonna be even better.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's just a way to, display some of the, some of the artwork that I've done in the past that I really enjoy a lot. But I don't really have a good way to, share it or show it to anybody. So I guess the one thing I could do is, hang it up, or frame it separately, but sometimes it's not like, it's just doodles on paper. And I don't want to, that looks weird. It's out of context. It's strange. So by getting real creative with an X-Acto knife, I can make that work a little bit better. Let's a quick edit point in here for Steven. Steven's gone to the restroom, and we're going to keep it real here. He's probably going to end up cutting this out. Taking that big old piss.
Oh shit!
Drain the main vein, my brother.
A monster, bro.
I ran out of things to say, so I did add an edit point in there. You're welcome to.
We'll probably
as you need to.
We always say that, and then we end up keeping it in. Man, those monsters caught up with me. I had to sneak out, get a couple vaperoonies and some nose clams in real quick.
Oh, fucking Ric Flair ready to go. It's a good thing because you're ready to go. I was going to say, we've gone for, our target was about an hour. But we're at an hour 30. You want to call it? And
yeah, I'm good with that. Is there anything, we want to wrap up discussing, if that edit sounds weird?
Yeah. So I was just talking about my, the artwork displayed. I can repeat verbatim what I was saying, and then you can respond to it if you want to.
Yeah, run it by me. We'll figure out how to sew this thing up.
So I was saying, I have like doodles and stuff that I think it's cool, and I want to display it, but I can't. I'm not just going to frame it. It's like doodles on paper, but like if I cut it out and put it in the right context, it'll look good.
Yeah, with the collage work.
Yeah,
for sure. I like how you did that other one real big under the glass. Helps bring it all together.
Yeah, it's kind of fun and nice. And, I don't legally own all the pictures in there, but I'm not going to sell it. So,
no. And even if you didn't, there's enough collage elements of it that you'd have very arguable case of fair use. You'd be good.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Because I feel like I didn't do shit. I put some Prismacolor over top of it. You cut it up.
Now, sketchbooks of doodles can be cool, where they're cut out, collaged into a sketchbook.
Oh yeah, true.
Make a little flip book, even not that it's gonna flip, but kind of that style of
the
50 torn
Japanese stab binding style kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like that Japanese idea. What is it? Something where. The cracks are what make it beautiful. So you would break a vase and then you put it back together and you fill the cracks with gold because the imperfections are what are beautiful.
Yeah.
That kind of idea. Like, tearing out these sketches like roughly and figuring out ways to bind them in a book in a beautiful way.
Yeah, I think if I have a choice, to spend some more time on art in the next couple months. I want to. I reorganized my room a bit, and I got a bunch more stuff out. I just don't have a whole lot of space to work on. We were just talking the other day, and I told you I had my cutting board on top of I have a big sketch pad, and I just put it on my bed.
Oh,
and it was super not ideal. I definitely can't do books like that.
No,
I'm gonna spend some nights at the dining room table.
Yeah, it's the way to do it. Any hard serve. I always end up cutting shit in bed too, and I was like, oh, God, this sucks.
I used to have a drafting table, but I didn't have room for it at this house, so.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of the drafting table. It's like, fuck. Now, so we're wrapping up. This is our second cycle, right?
Third.
Second cycle.
Is it second cycle?
End of second. 4 episodes.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Dude, man, I feel like we already have a lot of material, and it felt so good to start getting things online.
Brother, we live.
Dude, it's wild. But putting you on the spot, how we kicking off third cycle?
Third cycle, okay. Art, okay.
I mean, we talked about our art and goals and shit today, but we're gonna spend an episode on an artist, on a style.
See, our last one was a style. So let's do an artist this time. Let's go. All right, I can go in one of two directions here.
All right, let's fill it out.
East or west?
Of the United States or world?
Just answer the question.
East.
Okay. How do you feel about Japanese wood prints?
Dude, okay. Did you watch that documentary I told you about, The Art of the Game? It's about Japanese woodblock art and video game art in one documentary.
Yes. Was that a while ago?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That was a really good one. That would be very relevant. I think it was Art of the Game. Art of something, but we'll talk about it. I could be into that. I don't know as much as I'd like to, so I'd be down to explore other ideas also, but I could be really into that.
All right, cool.
I know you know more about that, which would be fun.
It's not that so much I know a lot about it. I really, when we talked about it in art history in school, I really got into, that's when I realized like, oh, I fucking love the aesthetic and the style. And, it's just super unique to a time period and place.
Yeah. I'm really excited for our Cult of the Thuggy episode. Thug Life.
Yeah, that's going to be philosophy, right?
I think so. I feel kind of
because it's not really entertainment.
A whole philosophy episode, but it's cult, philosophy, religion. It's definitely a fits philosophy.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah,
that counts. It's a thug life.
Blood for Cali. Man, I don't know. I've really been enjoying this journey of figuring shit out and learning new shit with you. It's been fun, man.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it because I think it sucks.
Just keep making you do it.
All right. Well, begrudgingly, Rich is here again.
Our intros are going to start getting real depressing. It's your boys. It's your fucking boys. We're doing another episode.
We're fucking back. I love the idea that now we just got everything set up and posted online, and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm tired of this shit already. I mean, are we gonna do this? No, I fucking love it. I look forward to it every week.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, right. I think some of those other games will be fun. Yeah, let's sew this carcass up. This
shell of a show.
Yeah.
Thanks again for listening, everybody. If you're actually listening to this, we really appreciate it.
Fuck yeah,
it doesn't matter if it's on in the background and you're not paying attention, or you're actually sitting by with a pad and pencil and taking notes.
I hope they take notes. We gotta mention our URLs today.
Yeah, we actually have those.
Now we're prepared. We'll have when this is up, there'll be shit on Instagram, pictures and stuff to go along with each episode, and I think we're gonna put some time into that, so it makes it like a fun, not fun, but cool thing to look at to go along with the episode that shows a lot of things we're referencing and different art and shit. And then we got our Spotify. I don't think we need to give off the Anchor FM, but
no, I was gonna say, so we are on Anchor. As of right now, we are on Anchor, we are on Spotify, and we are also on Pocket Casts now.
Trash Cats Trash Cast.
I assume they're listening to us now, so they've found us somewhere.
Which one has the dash? Because that's so funny.
I think that's the. Oh, that's the. God damn it!
It's gonna fuck us up.
Anchor.fm/trashcats-trashcast. I fucking nailed that.
Trashcast. It's gonna mess me up every time. No,
Trash Cats. Oh no, I can't do it twice. I nailed it the first time. I think I did.
So how about we'll do in general, we'll do the show's Instagram show name. I mean, they know the show name. We'll do the Instagram, my brother's, and anything you want to shout out.
All right,
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We're getting there, fellas.
We getting there. We getting there. Yeah. So, shouts out to your brother John.
Thank you, John.
Shouts out to your Instagram. Did you already say that?
No.
I know we just talked about an order, and then I think I fucked it up.
Yeah, I know. My brother John does music. His SoundCloud is Approaching Human on SoundCloud. My art Instagram, if anybody is bored, wants to check out some shit, is Instagram. It is Skyzix, SKYZICX. It should come up. And then our page Instagram is Ricky
Trash Cats Trash Cast.
There we go.
Can't go wrong.
That's all our shit.
If you found us on anywhere else, you can find us on Instagram. Likely you already have, because you decided, these gotta see if these people are anything worth looking into or listening to.
Gotta find their URL to cancel them.
I imagine it's just gonna be a web. You tell a friend, you tell 3 friends, and then they tell 3 friends, and then they tell 3 friends.
And then they tell the spiders, and the spiders tell all the spiders.
And the spiders whisper it in your ear at night.
All right, let's close it. Right. What, you got an outro for us?
Oh boy, I super don't.
Don't eat spiders.
Don't. I mean, not on purpose, I guess, but you're gonna anyways. Keep your mouth closed at night because spiders are gonna crawl in your mouth. All right, everybody, bye.
Thanks. See you.
Bye. Drank my drink.
Gotta wet the whistle. The wettest whistles.
I'm sorry. Brought to you by Willie's Wet Whistle Warehouse.